One dude trash-talked Ronaldo and got burned on live TV. And this other time, Ronaldo himself trashed an entire nation. This is what happens when you trash-talk Ronaldo. And first up, he iced his former coach in spectacular fashion. In 2013, Ronaldo was repping Real Madrid in preseason when they faced Chelsea in a friendly. Now, the game should have just been a normal match for Ronaldo, but in reality, it was different, all thanks to the stuff Mourinho had said about him earlier. See, Mourinho had just been appointed as the new coach of Chelsea, but before that, he used to coach Madrid. And when he got asked about who the best player he'd ever gotten to manage was, his answer was a straight dig at CR7. Ronaldo, not Cristiano, the real Ronaldo. Whoa, what do you mean the real Ronaldo? He just called CR7 a fake. Ronaldo could have responded online to all this, but he's Cristiano, man. He always lets his feet do the talking. And so when he faced Mourinho's new team later in preseason, he showed Jose what the real deal looks like. Bossed him and even came up with a new celebration too. Ronaldo's the real deal. He's been doing it for years, but unfortunately, people like Mourinho and the former FIFA president will always want to trash talk the stuff he'd done, and Ronaldo's always on hand to shut them up. In 2013, Sepp Blatter had an exclusive interview with a couple of journalists and reporters who gathered, asked him what the difference between Ronaldo and his biggest rival Messi was, and Blatter's response was a huge shade. He called Ronaldo a commander who only cared about winning. Now, Ronaldo saw this, and he usually doesn't care about what people at the top have to say about him. But the truth is, what Blatter said hurt and made him angry. Which turned out to be a good thing, because Ronaldo used that anger to get his game up another level, and after that, he was unstoppable. Blatter was right, Ronaldo's the commander, because he's that good. Crazy thing is, the next year, Ronaldo's performances had become so good that he got awarded the Ballon d'Or, and guess who was present to watch him collect it? Ouch. This isn't the first time Ronaldo's given his opponents a front row seat to watch him shut them up. In 2016, he had one of the best defenders in the world regretting his actions in the biggest game of the season. Now, to understand what really happened, I've gotta go back. After Barca won the league in 2015, they had a trophy lift around the city, and one of the cameras caught Gerard Pique mocking Ronaldo in 4K. He was using his Calma celebration to mock him. See, Ronaldo and Pique used to be teammates back at Manchester United in 2008. But I guess Pique must have forgotten all the good times when he decided to troll him. And in turn, Ronaldo had the perfect response waiting for him. They met in El Clasico a few months later in the new season at Barca's Camp Nou stadium. And for this one, Ronaldo was extra charged. Kinda feels like Pique must have forgotten the stuff he did on that parade tour. But Ronaldo didn't, and as soon as he bagged against them with the whole world watching, Ronaldo showed Pique how it's done. That's the original Calma, started right in front of Pique and finished in front of the same fans who saw Pique mock him. The revenge cycle complete. Fans have got to learn to stop mocking Ronaldo, man. It never ends well. Just ask the dudes from Armenia. Ronaldo was playing for Portugal in a Euro 2016 qualifying match when they took on Armenia away from home. And just looking at the lineups, with Ronaldo in it, Portugal were easy favorites to win. They didn't even stand that much of a chance. The Armenians knew this too, and so they came up with a plan they knew was guaranteed to get Ronaldo's attention. Just before kick, they did this. Chanted the name of Ronaldo's biggest rival Messi out loud in the stadium. On their part, it worked because Ronaldo heard the noise and smiled. But the mistake they made was that they thought it got into him. Instead, this only made Ronaldo channel his inner beast, and it only took him 60 minutes to make them realize they made a huge mistake. Silenced the home crowd and still went home with a match ball. What a guy! Ronaldo's pretty talented, and he knows it too. This one time, one of his city rivals tried to mock him for being popular, and Ronaldo savaged him right back. the Madrid derby in 2016, Ronaldo was repping Real Madrid in the game versus Atleti, and Atleti's Koke had a plan to get into Ronaldo's head. See, Koke wanted to test Ronaldo's ego, and he knew the only way he'd be able to do that was if he got Ronaldo angry. So this one time, when he and Ronaldo stood a few meters apart and a mini fight broke out, he verbally attacked him. Now, Ronaldo could have gotten mad and maybe punched the guy. I mean, the games between Real and Atleti are always pretty heated. So if he had, the stuff Koke said would have been forgotten and another fight would have broken out. But you see, at this moment, Ronaldo figured the best thing to do wasn't to back down. Plus, he even scored a hat trick in the match. Sensational! Koke was left speechless. Just like he did to Koke here, Ronaldo doesn't always wait to let his feet do the talking. When a former pro insulted him back in 2016, he trolled him back ASAP. In 2017, Ronaldo was on top of the world. He won the Ballon d'Or and was officially the best player in the world. And after collecting his award and getting asked a couple of questions in his acceptance speech, Ronaldo's answers left the audience stunned. I don't see anyone better than me. No player does things that I cannot do myself, but I see things others cannot do. There's no more complete player than me. I'm the best player in history. Bold words, Chris, but hey, he just won the Ballon d'Or for a 5th time. Guess he was excused to say that. Well, Xavi didn't see it like that. In Xavi's mind, Ronaldo was capping. And once he got the chance to say what he thought in front of a packed audience, he let it rip. Messi does more things compared to Cristiano. Messi is the best. If Cristiano considers himself the best player in history, that's fine. But for those of us who see him train, there is no competition. Messi is the best in history. And we don't see it any other way. Xavi's words hit hard too, but Ronaldo's response was brutal. I've won 5 Ballon d'Ors. He plays in Qatar. And that's the argument right there. Game over. It's a huge flex to be able to hit banter with awards to back it up. Something Thierry didn't understand, and Ronaldo proved to him years later. 2005, Arsenal versus Manchester United in the Premier League, and Ronaldo and Henry got into it. As the game went on, it was getting pretty heated, and this one time, the ball went down the touchline, and Ronaldo and Henry both went to contest for it. And let's just say, Henry showed Ronaldo he saw him as nothing. Ouch! Ronaldo's response? He bagged a brace in the same match, shut Henry up, and 9 years later, showed Henry he still owned him. Hit the loudest "see-you" I've ever seen him pull off on Henry full on. Boss mode. When Ronaldo gets going, he's usually very tough to handle. It's even worse when he's on a mission to silence trash talk, like he did to Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone. Ronaldo had just switched clubs to Juve, and in his first knockout game with his new club, they were up against his former city rivals Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Coming into the first leg, Simeone knew just how big a threat Ronaldo would be, and as a result, had his Atleti players detailing Ronaldo all game. And on their part, it worked too. They won the game 2-0. However, in celebrating the second goal, Simeone did something that triggered Ronaldo and set off a ticking time bomb. Celebrated like this and said Ronaldo and his new team lacked balls. Ronaldo's response was to wait for the second leg, and he knew once he had Simeone in front of his home crowd, he'd have the advantage. And as soon as the ref hit the whistle for kickoff, Ronaldo was a different animal. A hat trick to knock Atleti out, and it didn't end there. Ronaldo hadn't forgotten Simeone's celebration in the first leg, and right after smashing his team, he prepared a special celebration for him. Boss mode, a legend too. He's hit that subscribe button to our channel, just like you're about to.